Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. If it doesn't resonate, don't make it fit. Leave it for the others. So earlier in the week, I was driving and getting a lot of insight. I forgot about it. I wrote it down though. So at the very beginning, I started seeing empty 5-gallon buckets laying around on the highway. There'd be one, and then 10 miles later, there'd be another one. Maybe 5 miles later, there'd be another one. And this continued to happen. That was really sticking out to me. And then cement trucks, like on every turn. And then when we got into, did you ever see a car broken down on the side of the road? And back in the day, like they put a grocery bag in the window. And then it's kind of like throughout the years, it's whatever anybody would have in their car, they'd stick that in the window or the door. So starting with the buckets, we got an empty bucket. And you can look at that in a couple different ways. We had a cement truck. We're looking at concrete, foundation, structure, sturdy. And then I don't know how the car window, the bag, but if we think about it, is that a written rule? Is that written somewhere that this is like a rule? What does it mean? I would assume it means, hey, I'm coming back for my car. Where's that written rule? Is it just that everybody does this and we see it, so we think that's what we do? That's what it is. When we see things other people do, we're like, well, I guess that's what you do, so let's just do it. So we have an empty bucket. We're going to look at that as empty cup. Strong foundation. Maybe we need to build one. And then doing what everybody else does because that's what we see. So I'll connect now. We'll see if anything else comes through and pull some cards. The Falcon's back. I know I had a message before about a Falcon. And he's doing his own thing. Or her. That's what it's really coming down to, not breaking out of what everyone else is doing. You're kicking the empty bucket, though. Something's missing. Going after your dreams or fulfilling your own experience through yourself, but wondering why the bucket's still filled. I mean, I'm sorry, still empty. I don't know why I said filled. Probably because it is filled and we're not seeing it. And we keep trying to put things in the bucket, but it's not fulfilling. That's what it is. Seeing a pulsing from my heart space, but it's like trying to come online like fully bright, but it's okay. It's yeah. There's it's closed off in a way that like it's trying to break through this wound is what's coming through. Starting to shake. Reminds me of anxiety. We don't know when to feel safe. Yeah. So we're excuse me, we're putting a bunch of things in this bucket, our cup, trying to create what we envisioned us to enjoy after we took these steps to create this life for ourselves that uh, isn't like what everybody else is doing. And we got there and we're just not feeling what we thought we are going to feel, or what we should feel because we're there. and we're putting stuff in this bucket to try to fill this cup to feel fulfilled, and we're still not feeling it. And it is, like I said, the anxiety, it might be creating anxiety. I started my shirt on fire by accident with my juniper. Oh, and the whole point about not feeling safe. When's this shoe going to drop? Like, we took this chance on something, and maybe we experienced a lot of failures through life, or things being taken from us. We put a lot of energy into it, and it would just be torn from us. And now we've finally taken this another step to this really fulfilling life, and we're paranoid about it being taken in a way that, how I've always experienced it, through life. Maybe we're trying to fill that bucket with things to uh, tame down that worry or make us feel safe. The world, achievement. It is an achievement. How to turn those kind of things off, uh, if we're in that position, like I've been saying, is difficult because we've experienced it our whole life. And to come to a place that say, we have to look back on what we've achieved, what we've healed, what we've removed, what we've saw things to be for what they are, to have culminated. I don't know if that's the right word, or if I'm even saying it properly, but what we've built ourselves to be now through all of our trials and experiences to now. And we have to reflect on that, how much we have achieved and moved forward. And it can be hard at times because we're in this world of matter, and we look at it physically as an achievement, and we forget to ever look inside and see how it's reflecting in our world, let alone the whole anxiety and the nervous system that's been programmed in us for so long, if that's something you're dealing with. And to uh, let go of that. We might be up here, but our body's still in that survival state to, you know, always prepared what's next. You know, this has happened all my life. When can I let my guard down? The second I do, something happened, or something would come in. And I don't want that, but also keeping that up rejects a lot of opportunities. And I'm not just saying like work or relationships, but our own enjoyment. And that's a personal thing. There's no easy way to do that, and everybody's situation is going to be different. I just did a message of let the mirror guide you. Eight of Wands reversed. Stagnation. I get this. We're at this place. We're looking for something to change in our external, but it can't if it doesn't change inside, which is the mirror. We want progress, whatever that may look like. Maybe we made a lot of progress and we're not acknowledging the achievement. But this stagnation, just back to the mirror, it's our inside reflecting our outside. And if we're looking for that matter change, to feel that we have made progress, it's not going to be there until we do it in here, the mirror. Our inside reflects the external. How do we do this, Spirit? King of Pentacles. Reliability. When we looking at the pentacles, we're looking at matter, tangible, material, and Are we relying on that to make us feel safe? Which I get it. I mean, we have to eat and bathe and live somewhere. But this is going back into what I was saying earlier is if we're putting it all on the external to validate this safety, we're going to be there for a while because we'll never feel safe because it'll never be enough or whatever it is. It'll just be this endless chase because it's built on the external. It's not built in here. And until we word reprogram, but I don't always think that's the healthiest way. Like if you just typed into a computer and said, okay, it's fixed. No, it doesn't work that way. We have to change our thinking patterns, view things differently, look at a wound if we still have it, which we very well may, about this lack experience. And it's only going to be present in the external, but like I just said, it's never going to be enough because we don't feel it in here. Like, what is safety to you? Where is it going to be safe? And that's something we got to dive into. Where did we feel unsafe in the first place? That's where we start, if we can remember. The moon reversed, suppression. Of course, we would suppress it, not on purpose. We may not even know it. It was given to us, maybe ancestrally, from another life. But it's very basic, and it's not. It's very basic to say this, that the way we were raised, it's introduced, and it's not so much of a blame game because they didn't know any better either. Their parents fed this fear or this lack mindset into them, and when we're raised in that, we adopt it. And yeah, we always want to blame the external and stuff, and it's rightfully so at times. I get that, but it's so instilled in us that we don't even know it. Like it doesn't matter what we experienced or where we live, even as adults. If we live in a toxic environment, we're gonna pick up that energy. If we live in a busy city and everyone's in a rush, we're always going to be in a rush. It's in our environment. If we date or marry someone, we start to pick up their ways of behaving or their thought patterns or their interests. It's the environment. So if we're raised in a place that or experience that, obviously their traditions and their fears and their worries are going to be instilled in your brain. And our whole body, we're very sponge like as a child, we're going to absorb that and we're going to become it. And to break these cycles, we need to be open to thinking a different way that we don't know, that we've never experienced. That's probably scary. And until we really dig in and say, okay, look at all these traditions of thinking and patterns, pattern recognition maybe is coming through, and see what pattern I want to be. And then we're going to get into it, start, jot it down if it's easier. Venn diagrams, anything. What else do we have here, Spirit? I'm hearing it's there. It's there. You're there. Temperance reverse, disharmony. Of course, it's creating disharmony in our experience. I don't like hearing these messages either, because it's like you're doing it to yourself. And it's like, but I don't know what it is, but it's right in your face, but we don't want to see it. I don't know if I did this in this video, but it's coming up again. I saw a video the other day and it was like, how many fingers am I holding up? And the guy said 4, and he was like, no, you're wrong. It's because we're looking at the problem that's right in front of us. And we cannot see beyond, through the fingers, beyond. And when he actually looked, his eyes went a little cross-eyed and his finger filled in the other finger, the spacing. So he saw 8. So we're focusing. When we focus here and when we change our focus through the finger, do it to yourself right now. You can see that they kind of go blurry, and instead, maybe you're focusing on the wall or whatever's in front of you. You see something differently. And this is where we need to go. It's what we should do in any issue in our life. It's very difficult though, because our emotions are attached to the fingers. And I get that. It's what's right here. It is my problem. It is this wall that I want to break through. And I can't see it because all there is this fucking wall. I'm not saying it's easy. But when we take a chance to and be open-minded with ourselves and a bit vulnerable to say, oh wow, that is me. I do have a problem with that or this. And then say, you know what, I don't like that. I don't want to be like that anymore. I want to change. And that's where we go. Probably going to leave it there so you can get to that inner peace. Some reason I feel called to say I love you. Have a great day, everyone. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and take care.